Everybody, I have a plan, and it's pretty simple really as well. I want to do a mock for my next LEGO convention, and I want to base it off one specific concept. We don't have many LEGO Zelda figures yet, however we do have a lot of Mario enemies. And there's one Zelda game where Mario enemies appear, and that is Link's Awakening. So this is going to be the journey of how I am going to make my Kohalink cube, and I'm sketching out a couple of different designs of how I want this to go. But I'm thinking I want to take the basis of the 2021 model that we designed here on the channel, the Goomba Cave, which featured Link's Awakening Goombas sliding backwards and forwards, and size it up to include Bow Wow and a Piranha Plant, and quite literally any other Mario Zelda enemies I can get my hands on. So I want to take this concept and expand it, and let's just get started and show you what I've got so far. So I've gotten a couple of pieces together. I've started construction. You saw the mood board earlier, and we just got our little Link out. This is my factory Link. He's going to be one of two young Links that are going to be standing in for Link's Awakening. And I've just started rebuilding that first segment that we already had from 2021 that I talked about a little bit earlier. And this time I've put two Goombas in here. I didn't have two Goombas when I did this the first time. And we can have those sliding backwards and forwards. And as I said, I'm literally using the instructions that I had before, and I'm using this to move them together, which is full of figment. Just as a starting point to see whether I want to extend it, whether I have even the bricks to extend it, or whether it's going to be one of two builds that we're going to have a right angle. As for other characters I've got now, Piranha Plant, he's definitely going to go here or around the corner and be on a cam or something, I think. I've got a third Goomba also for around the corner, go backwards and forwards. We've got these guys off the pad wall. These are going to be my Zols or as Buzz Blobs, one of the two. I'm going to use Crowbar to be like the really annoying crows that we have flying on the surface. And then, oh dear, one of those is lost forever now. And we also have Bow Wow, of course, is another really important one. Yeah, we're just going to keep going, see what I come up with, and decide how I want to follow the plan. I couldn't help myself. It's the same evening, and I've just finished up building this section here, or prototyping it, I should say. Still using a similar base structure, using various different parts. And then I chose to use a different technique for the wall, which is attached here with brackets. But the main focus, of course, is that Piranha Plant, which I'll show you guys in just a second. You can see that it is on a cam system, just like I mentioned, with a couple of gears, actually mostly for spacers. Those aren't really doing anything. But yeah, there's one on the back. It's through this nice little hole in the plates, which just conveniently worked out. I stole these from my T-Rex Jurassic Park set. And if I turn this, you'll see it moves up and down and up and down and up and down. And it's a little bit janky, and I'd like to see if I get a little bit more height on it. This very much is prototyping. I need to change out that blue bit too, but I'm particularly happy with the motion. I just wanted to accentuate it a bit. We have the pot around him, of course, and then I can bring in my existing module. This is the original Goomba Cave from 2021. And if I line them up just like that, you'll see that they are on track to connect. I just need to sort of build an upper platform to sort of flesh the gap and hide that little hole. But I'm particularly happy with how it's turning out so far. I'm not quite sure whether this sideways stud technique will work, but we're going to add some like rocks hanging down, and hopefully we'll be all good. Well, Connor's getting closer, but progress is happening. You can see, this is all very janky as I work on it, but you can see that the next layer is sort of ready to go on now. I'm actually going to ignore this for now. Let's chuck this off to the side because I want to show you the progress down here. Now everything is tiled in. We've got a Goomba. I've had to pull tiles from everywhere, although I do really like this rail plate here and this overlapping ledge. I think the brown is coming out quite nicely. I'm quite pleased with how that's looking, despite it being so simple, although this side's certainly still my favourite. I like that I was able to use these sticker pieces on their side here to create this raised platform, and of course then it connects perfectly here with the side. I added in the dark blue details here using a rooftop and various different things. If anyone can guess the donor set for where all of those grey parts in particular come from, gold star. And then the Piranha Plant is still not quite finished. I just added the tiling in here just before I started filming. And yeah, I'm pleased with how that's coming along. Again, every stage I'm kind of in a love-hate relationship with it, but the more I do, the more I think people will enjoy it, even if I'm not super happy with it. I don't build like this a lot of the time, especially as I'm restricted to using what I call donor set systems. So in order that I don't destroy my entire collection, I only pick from a couple of different sets and I try and make do with what I can. Obviously, when it's special parts, I go where I need to know. Like, so for the tiles here, this is the botanical garden, this is old fishing store. No, these came from Pab. I actually had a lot of them on Pick-a-Brick, like the walls. No, not Pick-a-Brick then. The walls in Lego stores. I just had some. And then these 12 came from Old Fishing Store. Yeah, and various different places. I've moved the third Goomba in here. I know it's not accurate, but I think I'm going to add another one. And then obviously just to try and get some more life in here, because as I mentioned, we have the 2 links. We've got the one we've been using currently over here with our chain chomp for ground floor, but we'll probably have a link around somewhere for me to move around. And then I'm also thinking, if I bring you down to this, that I've got this lower section here which I'm going to turn into a river, and I think we're going to have a Cheep jumping out as well to represent the fishing game. House here, obviously this has all been grassed off. Again, I did it rough around the edge, partially because I like the style and I was going to do something like this, although I was going to make it more pixely, but also again, donor set, so all these grass pieces come from the Hobbit hole. Plus I think it gets the look across. I don't think it's going to be the main focus. Obviously plenty still missing. I need to do vegetation down here, I need to add a spider web, I need to get the rest of the characters in, I need to reinforce some of the details, and most importantly I need to well, the piranha plant still works obviously, but I need to seal him into the grey pot that we would expect from the game, and I think I've just actually broken that. You can't quite see in there, but I think that yellow piece is loose. Great. Yeah, so the grass is sandwiched around art plates from the Colosseum. I'm pleased with those, and when I lifted it off, you saw that there was this little hole, and Mr. Link was moving around, because I have done a little feature with the chain chomp so that I can swing him around. Now, I'm going to have to put the camera down to set this up. And now that's sorted, I should be able to put my hand around the back and swing the Bow Wow around so that he can sort of chomp after things, because we're going to have the Zols up here, as mentioned, Cheep over there. We're going to have Madam whatever her name's house here, have a tree, some light foliaging around, and probably have a tan path running through. I'm thinking of using my Mos Eisley Cantina as a donor set for that, just to add some more colour in. And then across the back, we're going to have our facade of Tao Heights and where the windfish egg is going to be, which is what we're going to build now, because I'm a little bit scared about the idea of building an egg shape in Lego. That sounds like a disaster to me. And also it's going to set the scale of the mountain, which I'm also worried about, because I want to do it in medium nougat so that it contrasts with all the dark tan stuff. So that's the same colour as this ladder here, and to be honest, that's how it looks to me in game. However, I don't know about the parts for that, so we will see. I'm gonna try and do an egg now. So it's been a couple of days, and as I continue to work on this, I continue to have a love-hate relationship with it. Now, arguably, this is quite impressive. Right, like, yeah, okay, look, you've got all the lines, you can see it. The camera is doing an all right job at picking up all the imperfections, and of course there are gaps. But come on, like, just to zoom back, that's an egg shape. And not only that, it's an egg shape with enough snot work to get all of these pink studs to be here without really anything sticking out. So it's a facade egg. But this is what I mean. I both love it because I think it's really cool that I was able to achieve this, and I hate it because look at these ugly gaps. It's so disgusting. But it is an egg shape. It's tall at the top, it's bad at the bottom. I did it with parts from only one set. Oh, I've got to show you the back, because the back is heinous. Look at this mess. I wasn't doing the cleanest edges and so on, I don't think. But the top half's pretty clean, and then the back is a mess. Ignore the golden dish. That's just to help the positioning of the 3 spots. See if I can turn this over without breaking it. But as you can imagine, there are pieces going in every direction. Of course, you've got the 4 really obvious ones, which is the stuff around the edge. You've got upwards building here, a little bit of snot on the side. I don't even remember how it's attached. Nothing, no illegals, no like pin connections, which is why it explains why this is so loose. But then you can see the studs go downwards here, then they go sideways here. This is actually just loose in there. This is upside down. This is sideways as well, but it's all just very, very intricate. But I mean, I can't say that it doesn't look like the windfish egg. I just can't get past my own imperfections and failures. That being said, let me turn around and reveal my knee, ignore my castle figures, and like pose this nearby. It means that mountain is going to have to be quite tall. My arms are not long enough. Because the egg is so massive. That is going to be a huge mountain. And ignore my Amazon parcels down there. Those are actually stickers for the pigment hunts in the conventions. I'll show you those maybe. But yeah, look, it's falling apart my hand. That brings me to my other worry. I have functions in this. I'm going to be spinning this all day, and I have a fragile egg on the top. It's going to be crazy. How am I supposed to keep that up there? I'm going to hate myself, I think. Or this is going to break a lot. So either I need to reinforce this, because personally I'm quite happy with it. I don't know how much more I can do to get it looking better, at least with the parts I have on hand, and without taking it out of 100 different sets. So I think I should be pretty pleased with it, because like, remember, if you're in a convention, it's going to be like a metric mile away. And it's not like you can, maybe I could put some white behind this. I don't really know. Either way, I've got to find a way to make it stay up on a mountain that's going to be attached diagonally across the back of a thing with moving elements. So I have a lot more work ahead of me. But I am pleased that this is done, or at least started, because I wanted to know if it was possible. I was scared about magenta, I was scared about shape, and now I'm just scared about structural stability and actually getting the thing finished on time. I have a week and a half left. And now I have to rebuild a tree and do other stuff too, and have a life. So let's hope this gets finished in time. This is the tense part of the video, although let's be honest, you wouldn't be seeing this if I don't succeed. Onwards and upwards then. So I had a tinker around, now have abandoned it. I got out some more spots because I thought maybe I could have some spot and a spot here. But as I showed you on the back, this 1x2 here is actually crucial to stability. Yes, I could rework it, but I don't have time. So I couldn't fit a spot here. And then I tried to fit a spot here, and yeah, similar problem. This one and this one here, crucial stability, and this entire top section is offset by half a stud. So I tried to fix it, gave up. I'm happy with it as it is. No one's going to care. And it looks from a distance. I haven't seen it yet. Okay, great. Egg is fun. Going to have to stabilize that. We've got this, and then we have the new thing here. Oh, do you like my bowl board, by the way? It looks cool. Yeah, we have a mountain. I got distracted and built the top of Copeland. Let me put this down. If I angle this like this and just sort of fix that. Yeah, here is Copeland Mountain, Tartar Peaks, whatever you want to call it. And it's 2D, it's cheapified. Again, I was going to break in the middle and show you how I made this, but there was just no real point. I mean, it's just brick stacking, isn't it? So we've got some texture bits and so on, using bits from the treehouse, bits from I've got from the pick-a-brick wall, and then the majority of this actually comes from the bookshop. Second time the bookshop has been destroyed for a Nintendo-based project. The roller coaster was the first time. We've got the cloud ring here, which yeah is oversimplified, but to be honest, it's matching the sort of background, a little bit cartoony aesthetic. Got some rough little gribbles along the top, not too many because I don't actually have that much medium nougat. And then I better put the egg on in a second, right, and show you that. But yeah, I got some supports around the back. I need to build it up. I'm actually going to go and attach it now. Well, not attach it, but find a way to make it look good on here like that. I mean, already that's pretty cool in my opinion. And then imagine the egg on top of that. But what I need is, notice how it's pressing down on the back here, is I need to make a giant support pillar that not only goes under there, but then also comes all the way up here to where my egg mount is to make the egg more secure. Because at the moment, this thing stands no chance of surviving this. I just need to be careful so that I leave enough room for my hands under here. I think if I have two pillars, like one here and one here, I should still have plenty of room to get my hand in for this one, around this for the other side, for the piranha plant, and then I'll still have room up the top here for the chain chomp. Either way, only way to know is to try it. Better get this on a flat surface and start doing that now, because otherwise this is never going to come together and it's going to be a hopeless, pointless point. For date reference, today's the day the GameCube just got revealed, so I still technically have 2 weeks, but I'm actually not going to be here for all of it, so I've got to get this done in advance. But ironic that after all that time kind of thinking that if the Game Boy did reference Zelda, it would be the Egg Island. Now it won't be. Good job this build is not staying up past Bracknell. So, magic. So it's been a little bit since the last clip. As you can tell, progress has been made. Oh yeah, I'll show you up there. This is going to be the last update before we take it to the show. It is currently the Thursday afternoon before the show on Sunday. I actually have to finish building the Wind Waker tree as well, but I wanted to show you the last updates here before I make the final push, such as, of course, the piranha plant tube now being in, a couple of different details, such as spiders. I think I'm going to add some bats to represent geese. Added some more Goombas. Again, I'll show you all this at the show, so I'm not going to focus on it. We've got the grass up here. Finally added in the water for the cheeps and all this mess down here. But the big thing, obviously, at the end of the last clip, I told you I needed to get the mountain stable. And to prove my point, let me just detach it. And yeah, look at that. We've got the really annoying owl here as well. But if I show you around back, you can see that there has indeed been a reinforcement to the egg, and particularly, oh, this is a really hard one to do on camera, that piece there is holding the whole thing together. So I'm much more happy with the stability, and I can just attach it on that tan piece for transport as well. Let's talk about the sort of the frame underneath then. Oh, let's put that down. Oh no. Is it top heavy? No, okay, it can stand. This grass plate is still just sitting loose. I really like it this way. It means I can lift it in and out of weight. Super, super easy. And then the real challenge was to do the support structure underneath, which you can see here. It is as ugly and as separate as you would expect. The goal of this was just not to do sort of one brick built like cube, was just to make sure that when I'm stood behind it, I have an easy access here for the piranha plant cog, which is obviously working just fine, as well as, of course, if I slide this back in, just line it up like a triangle, I still have a slot to move all this across and front. And then the reason it splits here is for that chain chomp cog, so I can then slot my hand in that third slot there to make that work. As for other bits, I've got my second draft already of a MIDI scale version of the Bow Wow house, the door frame's down there. It's not perfect, but it works for this scale, which is supposed to be slightly less than figure scale, as we're going for sort of a forced perspective shot. I've got these trees as well. Again, I wanted to use big dishes like I did in the Echoes of Wisdom set, which I'm hopefully putting on the screen. However, this is the best I could do with the parts on hand. I am using those Animal Crossing bases though. I also got the crowbar out. I'm going to use this to be one of the crows from these games. My Zols are back over, as well as some of these pillars now. The last things, I guess, really to do beyond just general beautification is the paths. I want to try and recreate some of those Link's Awakening path styles. So I will catch up with you guys when I start packing this up for the con. And in the meantime, wish me luck. Okay, maybe not. I mean, no sooner as I stop filming, but the egg, it just shattered. It fell all the way down. Support structures left. Oh no. Right, let's fix that then. So I skipped ahead a little bit. We just arrived at the show. It's pretty loud, so I'm going to be voicing over some of these clips. You can see the Egg Islanders arrived in the box along with our normal duffel bag. I've got my 3 tables, 1, 2 and 3. Just put tablecloths on and we're ready to get going. There's a lot to unpack. And got stuff bits out now. Egg Island's out on the table, Koga and Colgera with Deku trees on the end. You can see the main components are here. We did have one breakage, but to be honest, that's the only one that wasn't intended. Here's the bag of extras that I brought, and I've got to get this mountain together. And look, even the egg made it in one piece, which is a fantastic move. Okay, didn't film much of that, but we are all set up. You know, you've got the usual, and then ta-da, egg time. Really pleased. This has already fallen off once. I'm betting at least once more, right? At least once more. But then all the normals, and then tree on the end, his last show today. Let's see that egg. Let's see. Very nice. Really pleased. Really, really pleased. Okay, well, let's explore the show because big room. So I know a fair few of you asked to see more of the conventions, and this is going to only be a really quick segment, I'm sorry. It's so hard to film in public because you're always there to chat to people and talk to people, and I don't want to just capture people on cameras, but we had some fantastic exhibits. I'll talk more about it in a minute, but I have some shopping to do. Look what I got! Just picked up a car, picking up now, but that's a black and white cow. Still standing. Do I dare? It's pretty stable. I think, what, one more time at least? It occurred to me that we spent 20 minutes building this island and I haven't really shown it to you in its finished glory. So here is the surface and there it is, Tamaranch Mountain, all ready and set up above the cave system with our working piranha plant, sliding Goombas and then Bow Wow on top. We've got both the links in, some bats and spiders. We've got the small house here complete with the post and this beautiful tan path that goes across the island. The Zols are in place, the trees are in place. It's just so chibi, I love it. I really think I did a good job capturing that cartoon aesthetic. It comes to life with the motion and the little flowers. And the forced perspective as well really, really works for me, despite there being so many different scales at play on the mountain. The owl moved down to the bottom, the crow, and I just love how it looks. I took some photos from across the convention hall. I'm really, really happy with it. And there's a bit of a view from a distance. I've just been around the convention again, and I have some buys. 2 red pandas, because I didn't miss these last year, and a new chicken, which I'm going to name. There, I did not name these animals. Once I bought them, I had some very kind visitors and we were talking about the Lon Lon Ranch, and they decided to contribute some names for the animals, which we're very, very grateful for. So my 2 chickens are now called Cecil and Caspian, and our cow is named Moo Moo. These are now the canon names for these animals in this Lon Lon Ranch, which I think is so important. Back to the model, got Guardian Acorn and a Piece of Power are on the model, 3 Zoles on a separate path with some rocks, some flowers around. There's the owl and the tree again. And that beautiful mountain, even though it's simple and a completely wrong scale, I think it really catches the eye from a distance and just looks great in framing the model. I just love how cohesive that feels. We've of course got the rest of the tables, Village, Koga Helmets, its last show, then there's Tree on the end, also its last show. We've got the booklet for people to fit through. I'm really happy with these 3 tables at the moment. I'm pretty proud of the display. Of course, the champions are out on the end, looking fantastic. My fake poly bag, which I'm really proud of, with Sonia here. It was a great show. We had a fantastic time. We're nearing the end of the day, unfortunately. Talked to so many wonderful people and had so many great conversations. I wish I could catch them on camera, but for privacy reasons, of course, we keep this separate. Of course, while we've been swinging backwards and forwards, did you guys spot the Pikmin? I'm going to pack up now, but there were 4 hidden Pikmin on the island, which was fantastic. And if you can spot them, of course, I was giving out stickers at the show. I'm always lovely to meet people. We had 2 fantastic people show up that recognize us from the channel, which is always great to see as well. And it was so nice meeting and sharing a project with people, which is what we're so enthusiastic about. I'm getting really good at the pack down now as well. Things go really, really well there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed looking at this island and all this stuff. If you want to know more about conventions, please drop your comments down below and I will do my best to answer everything. We've got one more appearance, not the Egg Island, unfortunately, it's a one-off show. We'll be in Cardiff in October, pending the community tab. But thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.